Lesson 13.2, Administering Wages and Salaries. Your objective today is to compute the new salary after merit increase and cost of living adjustment. Okay? A salary scale is a table of wages or salaries that compares various jobs in a company used to estimate the cost of giving an employee a cost of living adjustment or a merit increase. All right, go ahead and press pause, get this written down, press play to resume. Okay, here we go, moving along. Your cost of living adjustment is a raise in an employee's salary to help keep up with inflation. Okay, inflation is the increase in prices over time. Merit increase is a raise in salary to reward an employee for the quality of the work. Your formula that you're going to be using today is new salary equals present salary plus cost of living adjustment plus your merit increase. Okay? Pause and play to resume. Okay. Elaine Taylor is a systems analyst. She's a salary level 1 position for EPD Incorporated. The executive board of EPD voted to give all employees a cost of living adjustment of 2.8%. In addition, Elaine was awarded a merit increase of 3.5% for excellent work during the year. What will be her salary for the coming year? Okay, now, this table, you'll have to use this on today's lesson. It gives you the salary levels and what their job is. Okay, so for this one, she's a systems analyst, salary level 1. Okay, so she makes $40,000 a year. Now, first thing we need to do is find the cost of living adjustment and then the merit adjustment. So take 40,000 times 0.028 for the cost of living adjustment. The cost of living adjustment works out to be $1,120. Okay? Now, for the merit increase, take 40,000 times 0.035. Work that out. That works out to be 1,400. All right. Now, the question is, what will her salary be for the coming year? Well, you incorporate the cost of living and the merit, as well as her original salary of 40,000. Add those up. $42,520 is her salary for the upcoming year. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead. Let's look at problem number 1 of the homework. You guys try that out, problem number 1 and 2. Go ahead and work both those out. Press pause and play to see them worked out. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's work out numbers 1 and 2. Okay, with number 1, it says Sam Jordan is a project leader, salary level 1 position for EPD Incorporated. He receives a 2.8% cost of living adjustment and a 2% merit increase. Find the new salary. Okay, looking back in your table on page 489, you learn that the project leader for salary 1 earns $60,000. Okay, so take your $60,000 and we're going to find the cost of living adjustment. 60,000 times 0.028 is 1,680. And then we need to find the merit increase. 60,000 times 0.02 is 1,200. Go ahead and add your original salary to that. Okay, and you end up with $62,880. Okay, that's your answer to number 1. Now, number 2 says Janine Jacobi is a web designer, salary level 3 position. Okay, that salary level 3 position is $41,000. And again, that's from the table. So we take $41,000, You're going to multiply that by 0.038 for the cost of living increase, which is $1,558. Then take the 41,000 times 0.052 for the merit increase. That's $2,132. Okay? Add in your original salary of $41,000 and Janine's new salary is $44,690. Okay? Not too tough. Pretty easy stuff. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and let's look at the next example. Okay, here we go. It says, John Baker has a middle management position with Carbondale Industries. After his annual performance review, he receives a merit increase of 4.2% and a cost of living increase of 2.1%. His annual salary after the increases is $50,492.50. Find John's annual salary before the two increases took effect, and then find his merit increase and his cost of living increase. Okay, so we basically got three questions here. Okay, the first question wants us to find John's annual salary before the two increases took effect. Okay, well, think about the formula we've been using. The formula that we have been using is present salary plus cost of living adjustment plus merit increase equals the new salary. Well, we know everything except the old salary, okay? So we're going to let X represent the salary before increase. Okay? All right. Now, take your salary after the increases, $50,492.50, and set that equal to essentially what our formula is, which was the present salary, which would be represented by X, plus the first one is merit increase of 0.042X, plus the cost of living increase, which is 0.021X. All right? Now, go ahead, add these up, and you can add them all up because they all have an X variable. Now, this one here has an understood 1 in front of it. Okay? You guys should know that. So, $50,492.50 equals 1.063X. All right? Divide both sides by 1.063. And you should come up with 47,500 equals X. All right? That's part A. That's the first question it asks. All right? So 47,500 is the salary before the increase. And the final question says find his merit increase and his cost of living increase. That's two questions in one. So let's do part B. We're going to find the merit increase. Okay? To find the merit increase, take your original salary, $47,500 that you just came up with, times the percent of the merit increase, which is 4.2, so 0.042. Okay, plug that in your calculator. And you get $1,995 as a merit increase. Okay? Part C wants us to find the cost of living. I'm just going to represent that by COL, cost of living. Again, take 47,500 times the rate of the increase, which in this case is 0.021. Okay, plug that in your calculator. And you get a cost of living increase of $997.50. All right? Okay, let's go ahead and let's look at problems number 3 and 4 on your homework. Okay? All right, go ahead, press pause, work this out, and when you're ready to see it, press play. All right, so after Enrique Agosto's semi-annual performance review, he received a merit increase of 4.75%, cost of living increase of 3.25%. He's now earning $19.98 per hour with time and a half for all hours over 40 per week. What was his hourly rate before the merit and cost of living increases? And how much more would he earn now for a 47-hour work week? Now, this problem's a little different from our example, but essentially it's the same thing. The first part is. The second part is actually from chapter 1, one of the very first things we did when we started working out of this book. Okay, so let's see what it's asking us to find. It wants his hourly rate before the increases, so X equals original pay. Okay. Okay, so let's set it up. He's making $19.98 now. Part A, $19.98 now. We're going to let that equal to X plus my increases. My first one is 0.0475X plus 0.0325X. Okay, again, this has an understood 1 in front of it. Add those up. You get 1998 equals 1.08X. Divide both sides by 1.08. And you end up with $18.50 is my original pay. Okay? Now, for Part B. Part B simply asks us to find how much more would he earn now for a 47-hour work week as opposed to what he would have earned. Okay? So, let's set it up. If you remember back to chapter 1, you take your pay that you receive an hour. So right now we're making $19.98 and you get paid for 40 hours. That right there that I just wrote on the board represents your straight pay. Okay, there's no overtime included. Now we're going to add our overtime to it, which is your base pay rate times the number of hours, which is 7 in this case, anything over 40, times 1.5, and that represents time and a half. Okay? Plug that in your calculator. You should come out with $1,008.99. All right, now we have to do the same exact thing, but we just need to replace 19.98 with 1850. Okay, so 1850 times our original 40 hours. Okay, that's our just regular straight pay, plus my overtime pay. 1850 times the 7 hours extra I worked times 1.5 for time and a half gives me a pay of $934.25. All right? Now, if we find the difference between those two, this will tell me how much more I now make after my merit increases. Okay, find the difference. You should come up with $74.74. Okay? Very good. Okay, let's try problem number 4 and press pause and play when you've got it worked. Okay, let's take a look at this last one. After Silas Mapes' semi-annual performance review, he received a merit increase of 5.75% and a cost of living increase of 2.25%. He is now earning $20.52 per hour with time and a half for all hours over 40 per week. What was his hourly rate before the merit and cost of living increases? how much more would he earn now in a week in which he worked 44 hours? Okay, so again, this type of problem, we're looking for original pay. Okay, so we set it up. Part A, he's making $20.52 right now. That's going to be equal to our original pay plus both of our increases. We've got a merit increase of 0.0575 plus a cost of living increase of 0.0225. All right, add those up. Add those up, it works out to be 1.08x again. Divide both sides by 1.08. And we get $19 equals X. Okay? Now, part B asks us to find how much more would he earn now in a week in which he worked 44 hours. Okay? Just like on problem number 1, you take the amount of money he's making now times your original 40, which that's going to give you regular pay, plus your overtime pay, which is the rate you make, times the number of hours overtime, times time and a half. Okay, work that out, you should get $943.92. Okay, now, for the old pay that you were making, $19 an hour times 40, that's going to give you your original pay, plus your overtime, 19 times the number of hours over 40, times time and a half. That gives you $874. Find the difference between those two numbers, and you find out that you're making $69.92 more with the new pay than you made with the old pay. Okay? Here's your assignment, lesson 13.2, page 490, 1 through 13, and 17. Get busy. That DZ out.